A hotel guest in downtown Los Angeles turns on the tap. The water runs dark. It smells wrong. It tastes wrong. On February 19th, 2013, a maintenance worker climbs to the roof of the Cecil Hotel to check the water tanks. He opens the hatch and finds a body. A young woman, submerged, naked, her clothing floating beside her. Her name was Elisa Lam. She was 21 years old, and she had been missing for 19 days. Elisa was a Canadian student from Vancouver, British Columbia. Bright, bookish. She documented her travels on a personal blog with the kind of warmth and curiosity that made her feel familiar to anyone who read it. She had checked into the Cecil Hotel on January 26, 2013, alone, on a solo trip down the California coast. By all accounts, she was cautious. She was careful. She was exactly the kind of person who does everything right. The Cecil Hotel itself carries a weight that goes beyond architecture. Located on South Main Street in Los Angeles, it has been linked to some of the darkest chapters in the city's history. Multiple suicides, violent deaths, and at one point served as a residence for serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, during his 1985 killing spree. This was not an ordinary hotel. This was a building with a documented history of death. But nothing in that history would prepare investigators for what the surveillance footage revealed. Released by the Los Angeles Police Department weeks after her body was discovered, the elevator footage from the Cecil shows Elisa Lam behaving in a way that has never been fully explained. She enters the elevator alone. She presses multiple floor buttons. She steps into the hallway, peers around the corner, as if she is hiding from something or someone. She re-enters the elevator. The doors do not close. She steps out again. Her hand movements become unusual, fluid, almost deliberate, like she is speaking to someone who isn't there. Then she walks out of frame. The elevator doors finally close. Elisa Lam is never seen alive again. The coroner ruled her death an accidental drowning. Her bipolar disorder was noted, and traces of her prescribed medications were found at levels below therapeutic range, suggesting she may not have been taking them consistently. The manner of death, ruled accidental, closed the official investigation. But the questions refused to close with it. The roof access door was alarmed. Getting to those water tanks required navigating a locked rooftop, climbing a fire escape, and physically lifting a heavy tank hatch from the outside. The tanks themselves were tall enough that getting inside and then closing the hatch from within would have been extraordinarily difficult for a single person acting alone. No ladder was found near the tank. Her key card was never used to access the roof. The LAPD confirmed they found no evidence of foul play. No third party was ever identified. No crime was ever charged. And yet, the surveillance footage was later revealed to have been altered. The timestamp runs in slow motion. LAPD acknowledged the footage had been edited before public release, though they stated only the timestamp, not the content, was modified. Thousands of people have studied that elevator footage frame by frame. Criminologists, psychologists, and armchair detectives have offered theories ranging from a dissociative episode to something far more sinister. A tuberculosis outbreak in Skid Row months later was even linked, darkly, coincidentally, to a diagnostic test called Lam-Elisa. The official answer is accidental death. A young woman in a mental health crisis, alone in a hotel with a terrible past, who wandered somewhere she shouldn't have been. Maybe that's true. But if it is, why does the footage still feel like a question with no answer? What exactly was Elisa Lam looking at in that empty hallway?